Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into something pretty fundamental in finance, maybe even a bit controversial. It's that whole get rich slow idea.
Yeah, the standard advice, right? Save diligently, invest long term.
Exactly. But the source material we're looking at today really challenges that. It offers, well, a very different way to think about building wealth, maybe while you're actually young enough to, enjoy it.
That's the crux of it, isn't it? The slow lane path of 401k, the index funds, it basically demands you have a long, stable career.
Right.
And our sources argue pretty forcefully that it's kind of a losing bet. It's just so tied to time, decades of time, and things you absolutely cannot control, like the market.
So the real risk isn't just a market crash.
No, the biggest risk is just getting rich old. You trade your best years.
If you push freedom off for 40 years, you've basically spent your most energetic decades just swapping time for dollars.
Hmm.
So the alternative idea here is, well, it's pretty radical. It says fast wealth isn't linear. It's exponential.
Yeah, it flips the script entirely.
Yeah.
Wealth isn't some lottery ticket, some random event that might happen. It's framed as a process.
Yeah.
So you actively build control.
Like baking a cake, sort of. You need the right ingredients, the right steps.
Exactly. It's a calculated assembly of specific ingredients put together with speed to create that exponential value, not just hoping something drops out of the sky.
And that's what we want to unpack for you today. Our mission, really, is to lay out those key ingredients, look at the big differences between the three main financial paths people take, and nail down the rules for building a business system that's designed, ultimately, to buy back your time. I really like this road trip analogy they use. It makes sense. Most people, they see the flashy outcome, the huge IPO, and they completely ignore the messy part.
The process, yeah. The years, maybe decades of hard work, risk, failure, sacrifice, all the stuff that came before that big event. It really needs to be seen more like a formula. You can't just wish for wealth. Success on this metaphorical road trip hinges on combining four key things. Let's start with the foundation. Your roadmap.
Your compass.
Exactly, your compass. It's your core financial beliefs. Like deep down, do you think money is scarce, hard to get, or abundant? What's your relationship with time in your financial plan? That dictates everything.
Okay, so the roadmap is the belief system.
Right.
Then there's the vehicle. That's
you, the driver. And just like a car, you need regular maintenance, upgrades, your skills, your knowledge, your ability to bounce back from setbacks. That's the engine. If you stagnate, the whole journey grinds to a halt.
Makes sense. Keep learning, keep growing.
Then you pick your roads. These are the actual paths you take financially. Are you going to be an engineer, an inventor, maybe an internet marketer, an investor? What's the specific path?
Got it. Roadmap, vehicle, roads. What's the last one?
Speed. This one's critical. It's all about execution. Taking an idea and actually doing something with it quickly.
Right. Ideas are cheap.
Pretty much. You could have the perfect plan, the best skills, a clear path. But if you just sit there, if you don't actually hit the gas pedal, none of it matters. Wealth creation needs velocity, needs action. And these different roadmaps, they're really shaped by how you view key things like time, debt, and the basic math you use for wealth.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the path most people find themselves on is what the source calls the sidewalk.
The sidewalk. Yeah, that's basically no plan. Right. Even if someone earns a good salary.
Exactly. It's described as lifestyle servitude. You're driven by needing things now. New phone, fancy trip, whatever. Any extra cash just gets poof, spent.
Often on things bought with debt, too. The car payment, the credit card bills.
That's the key trap. You can actually have a high income, be income rich, but still be stuck on the sidewalk if you're just financing a lifestyle.
Creating an illusion of wealth.
Totally. You're basically borrowing from your future self.
Yeah.
And that debt chain keeps you tied to needing that next paycheck. The mindset itself just keeps pulling you down financially and time-wise.
Okay, so that's the sidewalk. Then there's the path most people think is the responsible one, the slow lane.
Right. This person is responsible generally. They work hard. They save maybe 10%, maybe more, rely on their job, their 401k, market returns. But it's a long, long game, decades long.
And the source material really hammers the flaw here, doesn't it? The time trade-off.
Oh, absolutely. It argues your default return on time is actually negative. Think about it, the 5-for-2 trade. You get 5 days of your life, your energy, your time.
Just to get 2 days of freedom.
Exactly. You're essentially trading the best, most vibrant years of your life, hoping for freedom way down the road. and your wealth growth. It's capped by time and forces you can't control, like hoping for that, say, 8% average market return over 40 years. Your weekend just becomes recovery time for the work week.
Okay, so if the slow lane is time plus market returns, how does the fast lane create wealth exponentially? What's the mathematical difference that shrinks 40 years down to maybe 4 or 5?
It's a fundamental shift in perspective. The fast laner sees time as the ultimate asset, the most precious thing, and money. Money is seen as abundant, something that naturally flows toward created value.
So the equation is different.
Totally different. It's wealth, net profit plus asset value. The game changers here are control and leverage.
Okay, let's pause on that. Control and leverage. We saw that startling comparison. The slow lane's maybe 8% historical return versus a fast lane potential of, what was it, like 1,700%. Where does that huge number come from?
It comes from owning the system. In the slow lane, you can't control the market's 8%. You just hope for it.
Right.
In the fast lane, because you own the business, you control the levers. The pricing, the profit margins, the growth strategy, and crucially, the asset value. If you build something that solves a big problem for lots of people, its value, what someone would pay to buy the future income stream, can grow exponentially, way faster than just its current profits. That controllable growth, that scalability, that's the engine behind that massive potential percentage gain.
Okay, that fast lane equation sounds powerful, but, it makes you step back and ask, why? Why chase this wealth, this equation? It can't just be about stacking up dollars, can it? What does this true wealth actually get us?
That's a crucial point. Money, in this view, is just a tool. It secures one key thing. But true wealth, the real goal, lies in what the sources call the 3 fundamental Fs.
The 3 Fs. Okay, what are they?
First is family. And that means strong relationships, community, connection. You can't really experience wealth in isolation.
Makes sense. Second.
Fitness. This is health, energy, vitality. If you gain financial freedom, but you're too sick or worn out to enjoy it, well, you're still poor in a really important way.
Absolutely. Health is wealth, as they say.
And the third F, the one money most directly impacts, is freedom. Real choice. Freedom from a boss you hate, freedom from alarm clocks, freedom from doing things you just don't want to do.
So the whole point of the financial side, the Fastlane system, is basically to buy that freedom, which then lets you invest more in family and fitness.
Exactly. It's about buying back your life.
So if that's the goal, then the real game becomes managing your time, right?
Wow.
That ratio you mentioned, our whole lifespan, free time plus indentured time.
And most people think indentured time is just their 9-to-5 job. But it's broader.
How so?
It's all the time spent earning money and dealing with the consequences. That includes the commute, mandatory training, the energy drain from office politics, even the time you need just to de-stress and recharge from work.
Wow. Okay, so that whole chunk of your life
Is essentially the ransom payment you make for that little sliver of free time you get back, like working a whole year just to get 2 weeks of vacation.
that puts it starkly. And this brings us to something the material is really harsh on: debt. Specifically, parasitic debt. Why is debt taken on for, say, lifestyle stuff seen as so destructive here?
Because it directly attacks your free time. It literally eats free time and converts it into indentured time.
How?
If you finance a fancy car or a lifestyle you can't really afford up front, you're legally promising future hours of your life hours you have to work just to pay off that past consumption.
Hours you could have spent with family, on health, building something.
Exactly. Fastlaners see time as incredibly scarce, non-renewable. It should be invested in building assets that generate more time and freedom, not spent on things that just disappear or require more work later. Instant gratification via debt is seen as stealing from your future freedom. So making that leap to the fast lane requires a really big mental and behavioral shift. You have to move from being primarily a consumer, which is, let's face it, most people,
Right, we buy stuff.
to becoming primarily a producer. That's the smaller group, the innovators, the creators, the people building systems. They attract wealth because consumers need or want the value they're putting out there.
Okay, producer, not just consumer. And the success of being a producer, it's governed by this core principle they call the law of affection. What's that about?
It's presented as an absolute law. The more lives you affect or breach, either in scale or magnitude, the richer you will be.
Affect or breach, scale or magnitude. Break that down.
Okay, scale means reaching a lot of people, maybe with a smaller impact per person. Think millions of app downloads or millions of widgets sold.
Okay, sheer numbers.
Right. Magnitude means having a huge impact on fewer people. Think high-end consulting, specialized surgery, developing complex enterprise software. Big value per customer.
So you either need to reach millions or provide massive value to a smaller group.
Essentially, yes. All significant self-made wealth, the argument goes, can be traced back to successfully applying this law. You need to be playing in a field where massive impact is possible.
All right, so if we want to build a business that actually maximizes this law of affection and is a true fast lane, meaning it can grow big and eventually run without us glued to it, it has to pass a test. The 5 NECS commandments, NECST. Let's walk through these.
Sounds good. First up, ends for need. This is fundamental. Stop chasing money directly. Money follows value. Your focus has to be laser sharp on solving real needs, fixing problems, easing pain points, filling gaps in the market.
So less, how can I make money? And more, what problem annoys people that I can solve really well?
Exactly. That's the starting point. Next, E is for entry. Barriers to entry. Basically, how hard is it for someone else to copy what you're doing?
Okay.
Higher barriers mean a stronger business, less competition. If it takes specialized skills, significant capital, complex tech, or protected IP to get started, you naturally filter out casual competitors.
Wait, wouldn't you want it to be easy to enter so more people can, become customers or you can start faster?
Easy entry for you often means easy entry for everyone. Think about it. If anyone with a laptop can do what you do,
Then you'll have tons of competition driving prices down.
exactly. Low barriers mean a crowded, weak road. You want a moat around your business. High barriers protect your margins and longevity.
Okay, makes sense. C.
C is for control. You absolutely must control your own ship. Pricing, marketing, product development, operations, it has to be under your command. You can't be just a hitchhiker relying entirely on someone else's platform.
Like building your entire business just on, say, Facebook's algorithm or Amazon's marketplace rules.
Precisely. Or being a network marketer, you're effectively a salesperson in an army owned by someone else. They can change the rules, the commissions, the whole structure overnight. Real fast laners control their own destiny.
Got it. Crucial. Next is T.
T is for time. This is huge. The business must eventually be able to operate and generate income detached from your direct, hour-by-hour involvement. It needs to become a system, a money tree that works for you.
This is where passive income comes in.
Yes, but through systems you build and own. Think rental systems like real estate or equipment leasing. Software systems, code that works 24/7. Content systems, books, courses, videos that sell repeatedly. Distribution systems like e-commerce or franchising. Or even human resource systems, a well-trained team running things.
So if the business dies the moment you take a vacation.
It's not a fast lane business. It's just a high-paying job you created for yourself. The goal is to detach your time from income generation.
Okay. And the final letter, S.
S is for scale. Can this business reach millions? Can it be easily replicated or expanded? This ties directly back to the law of affection.
So a small local coffee shop has limited scale.
Right. Its habitat is geographically restricted. Tiny habitat, tiny potential wealth, relatively speaking. But if you could franchise that coffee shop concept or create a unique coffee product line sold globally online.
Suddenly the scale explodes.
Exactly. To truly hit fast lane potential, a business needs the ability to scale significantly. It has to check all 5 boxes. Need, entry, control, time, and scale.
Which brings us right back to execution. You hear it all the time, ideas are worthless, execution is everything. Is it really that black and white according to this? Does the idea not matter at all?
Well, the emphasis is overwhelmingly on execution, like 99% execution. The sources suggest that massive opportunities often lie not in inventing something totally new from scratch,
but in doing something better.
yes, fixing existing frustrations, addressing performance gaps, small inconveniences, and pain points in things that already exist, making a process smoother, faster, cheaper, more enjoyable. The idea gives direction, but execution actually builds the asset.
And fueling that execution requires serious commitment. The material talks about business monogamy. What does that mean?
It means focusing intensely, pouring 100% of your entrepreneurial effort into building one strong, fast-lane business rather than scattering your energy across 5 different half-baked ideas.
Don't be a entrepreneur juggling side hustles that never take off.
Pretty much. Build one robust asset first. And making good decisions during that intense commitment phase is key. There's a useful tool mentioned, worst-case consequence analysis, or WCCA.
WCCA, how does that work?
Before a big decision, a major investment, a strategic pivot, you ask 3 simple questions. 1, what is the absolute worst possible outcome?
Okay.
2, realistically, what's the probability of that worst case actually happening? And 3, based on that, is this an acceptable risk for me to take? It forces you to move past pure emotion or hype and assess risk rationally.
That seems like a really practical way to avoid costly mistakes. And as you execute, the goal isn't just making sales, right? It's about building something more lasting.
Absolutely. It's about building a brand. Businesses might survive quarter to quarter on profits, but brands thrive on customer loyalty, recognition, and perceived value.
Which means you need a clear, unique selling proposition, a USP. Why should someone choose you over all the alternatives?
Exactly. If you don't differentiate, if you don't stand for something unique, you inevitably end up competing solely on price.
Which is described as a race to the bottom.
Always. Branding builds defensibility and value beyond just the immediate transaction. Ultimately, this whole process is about taking responsibility. If your current plan or business idea doesn't align with NACS, you know why it might be limiting you. It's about living below your means, yes, but more critically, about relentlessly finding ways to expand your means through income and asset growth. Hashtag tag outro.
So let's try and tie this all together for you, the listener. The Fastlane. It's not some get-rich-quick scheme. It's presented as a very deliberate system, a fundamental shift in how you think about money, time, and value.
Yeah, it's about choosing to be a producer, not just a consumer. Focusing relentlessly on scale, on leverage, all with the ultimate aim of buying back your most valuable asset.
Your free time.
Exactly.
And if you're listening to this and maybe feeling stuck or regretting past financial choices, there's a powerful thought from this philosophy we should leave you with.
It's about perception. The universe doesn't remember your past mistakes. Only you do. That past can either be fuel for your future, pushing you forward, or it could be an anchor holding you back.
The choice is yours how you classify it.
Right, you choose. And if your focus stays locked on what went wrong before, it's almost impossible to become the person you need to be to create a different future.
So, real change, Fastlane change, it starts by looking honestly at those past choices, learning from them, and then consciously deciding to act differently going forward, aligning with these principles we've discussed.
That decision, that commitment,
Yeah.
it can start right now.